Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am here with an absolutely special guest that's coming from C.A.D.A.S. Good afternoon. How are you?
Hi, Steve. I'm great. Thank you.
Wonderful, Leigh. Can you explain a little bit about your role within C.A.D.A.S, please?
Yeah, so my name's Leigh Williams. I'm the Chief Officer of a charity called C.A.D.A.S, which is the very short name for a long name, which is Cumbria Alcohol and Drug Advisory Service, but more fondly known by C.A.D.A.S for staff and users. And we've been around for about 40 years. We had a bit of a celebration last year, celebrating 40 years of supporting people in the community.
Oh, wonderful.
And we started off, actually, we were a merger between Furness Drug and Alcohol Association and another group, and turned into a county-wide organisation a number of years ago, and ever since have really worked right across the county, supporting people in recovery, maybe, or people who want to live a healthier life, so they maybe have a drug or an alcohol dependency. We support the families, the parents, the carers, the children of people who are using substances, and that's a really brilliant service because they're so important. They're massively affected by their loved ones' substance use, and especially if that loved one's struggling or not getting help or not even realising that they've got an issue, it's still profoundly impactful on their family. So we've got a service for them, and then we do a lot of preventative stuff as well. So you'll find us in hospital foyers, ASDA, in ASDA, doing bits and pieces, and lots of awareness work as well.
You're obviously very passionate about it. You can tell by the way you're speaking. It's, I think it's one of those services where you've got to be passionate to continue with it.
I think so. It's hard. The funny thing is, the staff are amazing, and I'd say supporting clients isn't the hardest part of the job because the staff are really well trained. And when I say staff, I mean the paid staff, and we've got a volunteer team as well. And they train so hard to do that job. They work really hard with people. And actually that's one of the easiest parts of the job. It's actually running a charity and trying to do this sort of life-saving and life-changing work when times are tough and when it's quite hard to get enough funding, for example, to meet all the need. And some of the hardest things for us is the waiting list, which often is way too high and comfortable for us on occasion.
And I talked on Thursday's programme about the possibility of people becoming volunteers, because I know that you've got an absolutely superb programme there, which it brings us nicely into what we're doing this week. Obviously, it is Stoptober. It's one of those kind of months where we are looking at changing our lives and changing ourselves. But C.A.D.A.S are playing a more important role through COVID and the lockdown. I know that you've got more people coming in as service users. So we've got some of your volunteers coming in through the week. What message would you like to get out?
I think there's a few messages really, which is one, if you think you've got a problem, reach out early, because it's a lot of people often they come to us too late. When something's gone wrong, when the health is actually really at its very lowest ebb, they've already damaged the body, or they've crashed the car, they've lost the job, they've fallen out with the family. And actually, if people were able to and be brave enough to face that stigma, because that's one of the things that we, as a drug and alcohol service, one of our biggest challenges is the stigma for people accessing our services.
Yeah.
So if people could come and see us sooner, that would be a brilliant message to get out. It's not, you don't have to wait for things to be absolutely awful and life to be ruined to come and get help, because we've got more chance of working with them while they've still got we would call it recovery capital sometimes, but while they've still got great relationships at home, or they've still got job to go to, they've still got money coming in. Because once you kind of get on that downward spiral, it's really easy for everything to go wrong.
I think a lot of people, when you mention C.A.D.A.S, particularly within Barrow, they automatically think of heroin addicts, cocaine addicts, drug users. They forget about the other part of C.A.D.A.S, which is to deal with and help families of people that have an addiction. It doesn't necessarily mean drugs and alcohol. This is a broader scale. What is it you do to support the families?
Well, most services would say they're non-judgmental, and that's one of the things that we're really proud about. So we want to create a really safe, non-judgmental environment for people to come in. And so we've got group support, and we offer group support to people in recovery and one-to-one support. And we do the same for family members. And sometimes they feel they quite like to come to the group stuff we offer, because it's about peers supporting one another, not feeling alone, not feeling that it's only your family that's going through something. So we've got some safe space. We obviously used to offer that in communities, and now we're offering that online as best as we can during these times. But we also offer one-to-one support for family members. And that's when things have got really bad. So sometimes if somebody's children are going into prison because of the drug or alcohol use, or even coming out of prison, and that's going to come and change the family dynamic, or because of bereavement, then often our family clients will dip into a series of one-to-one support to help manage themselves through a crisis. But in the main, they seem to get a lot out of feeling part of a group, actually, and getting their support from other people in the same boat.
That's absolutely wonderful stuff. I also believe that you work with other groups. In particular, you work closely with the police and probation.
Yeah, we get a lot of referrals from police officers. They're doing a lot of schemes now where the police will try and deter. So they've got prevent and deter. We've got probation colleagues, we've got social worker colleagues, and if they can, they will signpost their service users to us. And you know, it's about giving people choice, because there's other organisations in the county and in town as well, and it's about giving people like the police or social care the right information about what those services can offer that's different, so they can actually then get the right service for their client, because one size doesn't fit all.
Exactly.
Lots of reasons why C.A.D.A.S isn't suitable for some people, and why it's more suitable than other services for others.
It's absolutely wonderful to talk to you. Thank you so much. We're going to leave it there, but we said the programmes in conjunction with C.A.D.A. FM are going to run on drive time from 4 till 6, and on Thursdays on the health show from 10 till 12. We will be meeting back up with you again, Leigh, at the end of the month for a live chat. And we're going to be talking to some of your colleagues. For the moment, thank you so much for talking to us. Bye.
Brilliant. Thank you. Bye, Steve.